a lot of people still think of China as a developing country. I know for me personally, I was very surprised at how developed the cities are, and I think that's because, unfortunately, the media misrepresents China in a negative light. I thought the country would be a lot more like Vietnam in terms of small villages and rural landscapes. Whenever we tell our friends and family back home what we're experiencing in China, they always seem shocked and surprised when we first visited, and it's something that I think a lot of Westerners might also not realize.
So we knew China was a large country, but we didn't know that it was actually larger than the United States by landmass. We also couldn't comprehend how truly massive the cities themselves would be. They were so spread out, and they ranged from millions to tens of millions of people in some of the larger ones. Before we started traveling, we were living in a town of 1,000 yearly residents in Alaska, and you can imagine what a shock it was to show up somewhere like Beijing or Shanghai with well over 20 million people. This made each city almost feel like a new country in its own way. For instance, Shanghai feels very modern and very chic and upmarket. Beijing feels a little bit more traditional and down to earth. And then you got cities like Guangzhou that almost felt like Southeast Asia. And this was all a stark contrast to cities in the western part of the country like Chengdu and Chongqing.
This makes sense when you consider how spread apart the cities are. The food, the culture, the architecture, everything shifts as you travel hundreds of miles in mere hours on the high-speed train, which is something that always blew our minds.